insanity of these results, I'll give you a bit of a palate cleanser. This was the 2025 Australian election. I used the hex map to make my point clearer. Now, Albo was the favourite to win. These were the final polls, with Labor leading their two-party preferred vote by 4.4%. Decent, but still pretty close margin. Nobody anticipated that would end as the biggest Labour landslide since World War II. Now on to Hungary. Tisa, I don't know how it's pronounced, I've heard them say it with an S, was the favourite to win in the polls by a pretty comfortable margin. Most people, and me included, if you saw my community post, predicted it would be a majority, but not super majority government for Tisa. Keep in mind, this was the 2022 election result right here. The 2025 result was this. Nobody expected this. I can't stress that enough. This was like the Australian result on steroids. It was insane watching this. We thought that it could take like days or weeks. It took 2 hours. 2 hours. I think there's only one thing I can say to this. Anyway, that's enough of that. So this video, it's going to be me breaking down the results for you. Mostly about the reasons why Magyar won and Orbán lost. Also a bit about where I think Hungary's trajectory is headed. So to start with, first of all, turnout nationwide. The turnout went up by a good 10% to 79.51. Gets more interesting though once you look at the county level turnout. This is mental. The lowest turnout rate in the country was 71.92%. I couldn't find a comparable map for the 2022 election. I imagine it wasn't as high. Like, that is crazy. Generally, this high level of a turnout favours, opposition parties. That definitely happened here. Next up, I think Magyar himself, he played a massive role in this win. To be honest, I'm not sure if the opposition would have won at all without him. I don't think they would have in general. Not just sure, I'm pretty confident. Or even come close, really. First of all, I think he's a very good campaigner, very charismatic. He was really able to deflect all the sheer insanity Fidesz was throwing at him. Second of all, and I believe most important, despite Budapest making up a third of Hungary's population, they only get a tenth of the seats, which is why Magyar's, still being a conservative and actually campaigning in the rural areas, was so crucial to his victory, I think. Lastly, before we move on to the next segment, I think the Tisa party itself was like a key factor in this win, mostly because it was new, it was fresh, it didn't have the baggage that the other opposition parties do. Also, it was one party. It wasn't some fractious coalition. It was actually united under one single leader and one goal, which helped tremendously. Now, three ways Hungary can go from this result. I'll start with the worst option. Tisa just slowly becomes the new Fidesz and nothing really changes. Well, this is a possibility. I don't see this as likely. Magyar was elected on a mandate to fix everything, be the Democratic candidate. As well, I have heard, but I'm not sure Orbán is still going to remain the opposition leader. So I think it would be likely he would want to remain Democratic, or at least pretend to be Democratic if he does have evil intentions, so that he would remain in power. Second, and in my opinion, the most least likely option, Viktor Orbán comes back into power in the next election, and it was all for nothing. Unless Magyar royally screws things up here, I just don't see this really happening. Could Orbán flame up like a sense of nostalgia for his era and win over back the voters that voted for him earlier? Yes, he could. Do I think it will get him over the line of victory? Not really, no. I think at this point, his political brand and identity, it's just toast. but it still could happen, and it's probably more likely than I think. It feels like one of those things where I think something, but I'm wrong. I just get that gut feeling, and this might be more likely than I think. Finally, the good ending. What I see is most likely Magyar fixes Hungary's democracy. It becomes a prosperous EU member, liberal democracy. Yay. I was very worried the second path would happen during the election, because I was so worried that it would be barely a majority, and that would be a perfect chance for that to happen. But since TISA actually has a supermajority, which is in Hungary what you need to pass constitutional changes, I think if the will to fix things is there, keyword if, it will definitely happen. I give it about 60% chance, I would say. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'm really proud of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I loved making this video. It was fun, because it was something I was really excited about this. So I was very happy to make a video. I hope you noticed that it's quality, and I really put a lot of effort into scripting it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Really hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to like and subscribe. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next one.